Welcome. This is Dr. John DeMartini. This is one of the most amazing and inspiring shows that you can listen into. If you want to be on the edge of your seats, if you want to open up your heart, if you want to expand your mind, and you want to meet incredible people, stay tuned because you're just about to experience a transformative radio show that will change your life. And you're listening to the Dr. Pat Show that's coming up right next.
Welcome to the Dr. Pat Show. Talk radio to thrive by. Powerful, inspiring, and coming to you live, bringing you stories of people like you and me, busting through and living life full out. Get ready to dare to wonder what your life would be like if you knew you could not fail.
Hey, everybody, welcome to the show. This is a great show today. I am so excited about doing this show with my very special guest, somebody I've known for quite some time, Gail Lynn, rebel, dreamer, author, inventor. And Gail, I was thinking about you over the weekend. And I'm going to tell you, we're going to talk today about energy modalities, machine versus human. But here's what came to mind. And I thought, I got to call you on a sidebar. I created a device, like a mechanical device that I'm using now. And it's a mechanical device that holds your camera. Now, not a tripod. Nobody can use a tripod when they're doing like right? You got a monitor. And they take the camera and they put it on the monitor or the laptop, right? The separate camera that you would buy, an HD camera with. But what's the problem with that? The problem with that is that you're dependent upon your monitor. So I was thinking about you this weekend as I was thinking about the show. And there is an energy about the things we create and why we create them. It comes from either a downloaded idea, which we're going to talk about, that you had, or a simple idea that got downloaded to me because I was so frustrated with putting my camera on my monitor and then having my producer say, can you move this way? I'm like, no, I take my little device and I can go that way and I can go this way. And there it is. But what is it about creating things that comes from this energy of whether it be a need for yourself or a need for humanity? And that's what today's about. You know, when you did the movie, when you created the documentary, It's Time. And by the way, it's time.love is where everybody could go. There was an energy that went into that from you. When you invented the harmonic egg, there was an energy. And I wanted to ask you about this. Energy, Einstein said it. Everything is energy. Basically, he said everything's energy, get over it. But here we are today, and we still, I don't think, are any better at understanding the power of energy modalities. Thank you, Gail. Welcome to the show. And what do you think about that little statement?
Well, that you said a whole lot there, but I think you solved a problem that you had. And so that, download solving a problem. I solved a problem for my own health by creating the harmonic egg. And the movie was, I think, solving a problem we have for humanity. Humanity needs to have more kindness. There needs to be more love. We need to listen to our bodies. We need to start healing ourselves. We need to stop taking all these pills that are numbing us down, suppressing our emotions, making us like robots. And we just need to have more opening our hearts, opening our minds, and being more authentic and loving towards each other.
When you created or invented the harmonic egg, and I want to talk about that, but a little bit. I want to talk about that, where it came from, what it does. But in the film, we're talking about more things, not better, not worse. We've now come to understand that there's a greater field out there when we talk about energy and energy modalities, right? But you had a particular thing in mind for when you filmed this. And I want to talk about this a little bit, and I want to talk about it in context of energy modalities. And, because when we see the cast of people you've had, it's not just chit chat. There's an energy to the conversation. Can you talk to that?
Yes, absolutely. I've had people calling me now and telling me I had to watch the movie 3 or 4 times because I took so many notes and I missed so much. And that's what I really wanted. That's my personality as a Scorpio. It's like boom, 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 over, here's this, here's that. Oh my gosh, wow, that's great. Oh my gosh, yes, right, exactly. And so I wanted to put as many sound bites in there as I could. Stellium and Scorpio, total like I'm always learning, I'm always growing. And I also didn't want it to look like, oh, she just did an infomercial for her product. I did not want
Right.
it to be like that at all. So I thought, let me show myself doing some hands-on healing with a hands-on healer. And I wanted people to see that there's more out there than just one thing. And we should be discerning. We're all wired differently. So there is no one size fits all. So when people say, "Oh, if I just put the harmonic egg in there," and people would say, "Well, there's so many other things out there," or they would think it was an infomercial. I think everything we create has our energy in it. Everything is energy, from our voices to our auras to the rock that we sit on and what that holds energy. I just went to a conference recently, and it's a pretty famous TV, streaming TV, and they had a conference here in town. And I came home with a lot of attachments, lots of energy that I did not know I picked up. I tried to clear my energy because I was feeling it, and I was feeling the people on stage doing healing and then clearing it right into the audience. And I'm thinking, these people know better than this. I was blocking, I was clearing, and I don't deal with entities or energies a lot. But that night, something came to visit me at night, and I had to get up and clear it. I
Yeah.
just haven't had to deal with that for a long time because I don't do group healing. I don't put my body and my energy into group healing because I think we heal as individuals. That's
Hmm.
how we change the world. As an individual, we have to
Hmm.
learn to love ourselves and clear ourselves, and healing individually, I think that's how I do best. My galactic being, my soul being, I want to heal myself. I want to love myself so that I can put that out to the world. So I just wanted to show that there were other ways to heal than just one or two things. But I
I
couldn't
think,
show them all. That would be an 8-hour documentary.
no kidding, right? But at least it gets people started in the right direction. I want to take a short break. And when we come back, I want to talk about this because there is this idea, since who was it? Dr. Oz came on air 10 years ago or something and said, energy medicine is the future. And that led to a pool of excitement for a short period of time. Because what happened to that is there was a lack of understanding and a lack of the way to talk about it. First of all, let's say this: energy medicine, and energy healing is like buying a pair of shoes. I will tell you what I mean about that when we come back from this short break, everybody. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. Wow. Hey, everybody. Welcome back. Yeah. Guess who's joining me here today? Gail Lynn. And you've been hearing us talk a lot about her fabulous movie, right? I call it a movie. It's Time. Love. We'll get you there. But we're also talking about energy and energy modalities, machine versus human. Let's talk about my little comment before I went to break. Look, I come from a different place. I haven't born into the world that I'm in today. I had to grow into this. And I remember talking to, I think, Donna Eden or somebody. And I remember saying, oh, energy medicine is like buying a shoe. And of course, you could hear a pin drop in the room, right? And I said, when you go to buy a shoe, you take a look at what it looks like, and it may be appealing and it may not, but you're drawn to it. Then you go find the shoe, and you have to make sure that it's going to meet the need that you have for that shoe. If you're playing a sport, it's going to be a sneaker. It's not going to be high heels. Then once you get that shoe, then you got to figure out, does it fit me? Does it fit me? And, I have now learned a lot more than comparing energy medicine to buying a shoe. But let's talk about it for a minute, because the example that you provided is a perfect example of people buying a shoe that isn't quite going to fit for the participation they have. Because I'm like you do not release energy into an audience unless you have a way to disperse or vaporize or something. You know, it's the old akin to vampire movies where they hold up the cross something, they throw garlic, right? But let's talk about this, because, you know, what do we want to say to people that want to experience energy modalities? And clearly, if they watch your film, you can feel it. I can feel it. So let's talk about this, because there is no one size fits all from where I sit.
No, absolutely not. And, not everybody's going to want to heal inside of a large wooden egg, or not everyone's going to heal or want to heal with somebody who's putting their hands on them that might be going through a divorce or losing their home, or having some situation at home that's not good. And so I love the egg and I love machines because they're consistent and repeatable, but they also have the energy of the human that created it. So there's energy modalities out there in the form of machines from people who are being sued and they're going through things in their life. And I feel like I pick up that energy. And not everybody's as tuned into their bodies like we are. So, how do we help them navigate clearing? And I even think I'm great at clearing my energy, but that event last weekend, I didn't clear it very well because it came back to haunt me, if you will, in the middle of the night. So, I really want people to understand, like, you can clear, and it can be as simple as you just set the intention. And what I do is I set an intention. I don't want to walk around like Swiss cheese. I want to have all my energy. People take my energy. I give my energy. I take from other people's energy. So at the end of every day, I want to give it back. I want to take back what's mine. And so I do a little exercise and I just breathe in to bring my energy back. I breathe out to give lovingly and kindly and gently the energy that I've taken from anybody. We don't do it consciously. We do it subconsciously. Sometimes it is conscious, but give that back. And so it can be very simple as that, where you don't have to stand on your head, drink water upside down, do somersaults. It can be very simple, and just clearing can be as simple as clear, 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 or breathing in and breathing out.
Yeah. And I love that we're talking about this, because how often do you hear, or I hear this a lot, because I like certain kind of movies. I grew up as a sci-fi kid, horror movies, like early on, right? Like, people ask you, what's your favorite movie? And you say The Crawling Eye from 1953, right? But you grow up with this and you can develop some kind of adaptation to yourself, right? But if you're sitting in the room with somebody who cannot tune into that, they don't, watching any horror film is way too much. And yet people will do it and then they don't know what to do with it. And this, I know it's a weird analogy, but this sometimes can happen to people, just like it happened to you. It's happened to me before, where you enter an engagement where the setup is one size fits all. In the reality is that's never been true of energy medicine. So what can we say to people to be healthy during these times, but also be healthy, in what we invite into ourselves and understanding it better? Because, by the way, not everybody has the clearing tools you have or the ones I have.
No, absolutely. And I think you don't have to have any tools. Some people wear amulets. Some people have all this stuff they're, draped with. Right, exactly. And that's great. Sometimes it's just the reminder of this is here, so I'm clearing energy, so I'm not taking on other people's energy. And sometimes it's as simple as that. So I've learned now to trust my body and to know that I can clear it on my own. I don't need the amulets. I don't need the tools. I don't need the tuning forks. I just need me to set the intention to say, okay, clear, clear, clear. And I want to give anybody their energy back that I took from them. And I want to pull my energy back that they took from me. So I make it very simple. And I think it's very relatable. I had a DO doctor come over to my house. He does house calls. I've known him for years. And I have this right hip issue. Now I know what it is. It's the right side. It's the masculine energy. I have an issue with one of my vendors. I know exactly what it is. But here's me, I need a healer. I need somebody to heal me. So he comes over and he's like, honey, you just need to heal yourself. And I said, no, 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 heal me, doctor. And so he says, no, you just need to let that go. You need to let that energy go, let that emotion go. It will heal itself. And so he's leaving. I said, can I make another appointment? He's like, no, no more appointments. You're good. It's like, no, really help me. And that's what we tend to do. We look for teachers and doctors and gurus, but we're not looking to ourselves. And I think that's what we need to do more of in this future of energy medicine.
Yeah. I had an interesting day yesterday. Usually Sunday is a very big catch up on work day, Sunday mornings. I try not to work the entire day. But I had a very interesting day yesterday after I did my normal routine Sunday. I spend time every day spiritually, but yesterday I spent a little extra time. And what I realized is I started to do my normal thing. Like you wake up, you do this, then you sit down, you do your emails. And I came to a point where I was like, no, I'm not doing any more of this today. Just that. It was like, nope. And so, what was that about? That was something inside of me saying, Pat, you need a break. Whatever,
Absolutely. And
you know what I'm trying to say? I don't know how
oh
to
yeah, I
explain
get
it.
a headache when because I go and I go and I go like the Energizer Bunny, and my body says, you know what, you need to stop, and I don't listen, and then my body still tell me you need to stop, and I don't listen. Bam, headache, and I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, I didn't listen to my body. I know this, but I still am silly, and I still keep doing it. So I think you are now so tuned into your body. You're like, okay, and sometimes if we keep going, we make mistakes. We're not
Yep.
productive.
Yep.
It's horrible work that we produce. I can't be focused. But if I can get up, my morning time is great. My energy is great. My creativity is great. And then around 2 o'clock, I should start just doing mindless stuff because that's what I'm good at after 2 o'clock.
Me
I'm not
too.
tired or anything, but my brain is like, okay, you were creative for so long, since 6 o'clock this morning, Gail. And I feel like I probably do more in a day than most people do in a month. It's just who I am. It's who I was put on this planet to do and to be, I should say. And I love it. It's great. And sometimes people tell me, "Oh, I got so much time on my hands." I'm thinking, "Are you kidding me? I need more time." Yeah, it's
Somebody
crazy.
said that to me a couple of days ago, and I said, you know what? Why don't you come clean my house? And then what I realized is the house cleaning thing was an energy suck on me because, I grew up with clean your own dang house, Pat. This is what you grow up with. Get down on the floors and get that toothbrush, or that's the kind of. And I had this realization is when, when is that going to happen in the way that I want? And so yesterday, in my do nothing moments, they weren't about doing nothing. I cleared a space. Help me with the words on this, if you don't mind, Gail. I cleared the space to get clear.
Yeah.
Like things
Okay.
that were on my mind that I thought work would give me clarity to didn't. And so I cleared a space to get clear on who the freelancer was I wanted to hire, what our next step is, what's the timeline. I had a very important financial meeting with Tony right before the show, but I needed that time to stop this.
Yeah.
That,
It's in the silence. It's waking up, it's in the shower, it's driving, it's doing these mindless things that we don't have to think is when we get the downloads and we get all that clarity. And when we do things when we're in chaos,
mm-hmm.
I don't know about you, but it's always wrong. If I do
It's
it in chaos, it's like, why was I making that decision in all this chaotic moment? Uh, it didn't work out very well. So I have to sit in silence. I have to sit and be. And when I can be present, walk around in nature, go be with my horse or,
oh
go play with the kittens, then I get all this information. I come running back into the house, writing things down like crazy. And that's when I get all my aha moments.
yeah.
So it's
It's so
exactly what
funny
you,
we're talking about this because it really takes us to the next thing. You know, let's talk about the harmonic egg for a minute if we could. I know there's only a few minutes left. But that was, for lack of a better term, you inventing that was such a beautiful gift for the world, just like the film. And yet at the same time, we have to be mindful of who we work with on an energy basis and what we get done. For me, working harder yesterday would have caused me to send out ridiculous emails. And instead, I had one great call with client and scheduled a meeting for today. But can you give us some tips and guidance for how we should approach energy work?
I think the best advice I can give to everybody out there, and especially with the women, we have women's intuition. You know how you have that gut feeling? You walk into a room and you're like, oh God, this is something's terrible in here. Or you see somebody and you can't even look them in the eye because there's something off that doesn't resonate, with you, with them. And so I think the best advice is tune into your intuition, stop and just listen because we don't stop. And I was talking yesterday in a podcast. My dear friend, rest in peace, Roger Anthony, he did a whole class around these cartoon characters, and he gave the eagle Integ about integrity, and the crocodile. It was called Crocodiles, Not Water Lilies, and the crocodile was named Rampa, and it was ROMPA: relax, observe, manage, patience, then act. And most of us go right to act and we make a mistake. Yeah. We say something we don't really mean. We say something mean that we really shouldn't have. We make wrong decisions. But if we really were to stop and be more like Rampa, where we relax, observe the situation, manage what's going on, have some patience, and then act, we're going to make a lot better choices.
Yeah. And it's so interesting you said that because I did need to do all of that yesterday so that I could prepare for this week, for my week. Whether it's going to spend time with Jessica later as we map out the rest of the year in terms of how we want to grow, or simply come in and be 100% for the shows I'm doing today. And yet all of us that are in this work mode, we may carry a little bit of guilt with us for taking time for ourselves. And guilt is not our friend, is it?
It's a low vibration. I'm a recovering Catholic, so definitely have all that guilt. And so that's what I do too. I'm like, oh my gosh, I feel so guilty. I'm not helping this person. I'm not helping this center. I'm not helping this location. No, I need to figure how do I help me? Because by helping me, I'm going to help them in better ways than I could have ever imagined.
Well, as a recovering Catholic, I'll just tell you that I made my 9 First Fridays and 9 First Saturdays, which back in the day meant that I was never going to hell. Not sure if they're still doing any of that anymore.
Oh my gosh.
But I guess that's a golden ship that I have somewhere for something I need. Gail, thank you so much. I want to spend a few more, just a minute or so. Tell people about the movie. Tell people how they can get it, please. And I'd love to know your personal message for today.
Okay. So they can go to YouTube, Harmonic Egg, Rumble, or itstime.love. And what I really want people to take note of is the beginning, the slate at the beginning. It says judgment is the only thing that separates us. And then the ending is a challenge for everybody to do something more with love and with kindness. And so that's what I want for the world. We've had our election. I want to see people come together and say, okay, it doesn't matter who won or lost. Let's all come together. Let's be one. Let's be more kind to each other. Let's not judge each other. And I think it'll make the world a better place.
Thank you for that. And you all, I just got a text message. You can Google the 9 First Fridays and 9 First Saturday things. Just go check that out yourself. Gail, website one more time.
It's time.love or harmonicegg.com will get you wherever you need to be to find out about this crazy person called Gail Lynn.
Yeah. And by the way, I would highly advise you to watch the film several times because I have. And when you do that, something happens. And it's like you're building on top of a foundation of consciousness and awareness that you didn't even know you had. That's what I love about the film. It is accumulative in what it does to me, at least, for my level of awareness now. Thank you, Gail, so much for all that.
Thank you.
Thank you all. We're going to take a short break here on the Transformation Network, and the Dr. Pat Show will be right back.